It's the Zero Hero. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Primo the Unbounded. This is a fractal wolf and this dog's got some serious power. You have to cast it for X and X is going to determine its power. Its base power being twice X +1/+1 counters. And you can increase those counters using scales effects. Things like hardened scales or maybe Michelangelo weirdness to 11 or Kami of whispered hopes. Or you could just put more counters onto it and other creatures using cards like Bristly Bill or Scythe Cat Cub. But that's not the interesting thing about Primo. Sure, it's a big creature with trample, but more importantly, whenever you deal damage to an opponent with a creature that has 0 base power, mostly Hydras, you will get a fractal, another creature of base power 0, as a result, meaning that you can just keep hitting and just keep growing your board. And if you hit with multiple creatures, you'll make one gigantic fractal that combines all the damage dealt into one creature. This deck is running an assortment of 0 power creatures, some of which are Hydras, some of which are mutants that are unblockable, and even Earthbent things, because a 0/0 land with +1/+1 counters put onto it still counts for Primo's ability. This deck also has some Hydras in it. I'm talking about cards like Ingenious Prodigy, that's a human wizard, or Stone Coil Serpent. And because we want to be hitting our opponent's face, we're going to be putting boots onto all these little creatures or buffing up our normally unable to deal damage creatures so we can trigger our commander and go wide with some big fractals. So let's take this dog into the queue and see who let the dogs out. This video and my channel are sponsored by TCGplayer.com. Hey, do you like +1/+1 counters? Do you like Primo? Do you like Zimone? Do you like X-cost spells? Well, the commander of this deck was actually from the pre-con from Secrets of Strixhaven, which you can buy on TCGplayer.com. It's called Quandrix Unlimited. And if you buy it through my link in the description of the video, which is the referral code Amazonian, then you'll also be helping support the channel. So thank you again to TCG Player for being an awesome place to buy singles and sealed product, and for sponsoring my channel. Anina, Natural Parallelist. Anina is going to be ramping up to big X-cost spells and generating X-cost creatures. Well, creatures that cost X. She's like the Momir effect that you get just by casting the spells. And she's kind of cracked because she doesn't even need to tap for the mana to get them, so you can get huge creatures, huge value just by casting already good X-cost spells. I have a little turn 1 ramp, which is nice, and if their Anina's anything like mine, they probably also have a good amount of early ramp and ways to set up for their commander to do a lot early in the game. Yeah, getting like something that taps for 2 mana out on turn 2 is like, dang. Looks like turn 1 they're just surveilling. I'll start beefing up creatures. I can either go with the Wildwood Scourge or the Ornery Tumblewag. I like the Ornery Tumblewag. Excuse me, why do I have to click on this 4 times? The Tumblewag is counterable, but with the Hobbit, Primo won't be. If I go for the Wildwood Scourge, that would be a better setup for Primo. But like the Tumblewag can double the counters on Primo, which is also really good. Yuck, Raphaelos. What a fella. Could go for the Primo. But instead, I'm feeling a Scourge, Fanatic. I'm gonna have the Snake and the Hydra ride on the back of this Tumblewag. We're going to get a +1/+1 counter onto the Tumblewag, swing in, and then double the counters on it to get more counters onto the Scourge. Fellows, he who taps for many mana. Hey, at least if it dies, it can't come back. Ooh, with the Castle Garenbrig, they have 6 mana here, if they're casting a creature. Just 5 mana otherwise. Oh no, only 5 mana. Here's a Nina, and a Hobbit. Huh, I guess I must have just drawn that. Well, since y'all are huge, I'm going to tap the Fanatic, the Blade of Great Henge, I will use the Verdant Catacombs to get more mana. And I'm gonna make sure I'm tapping you for blue. This can't be countered, and we're gonna go X equals... Is that 5? Yeah, X equals 5. Wow. Big dog. I do like a big dog. Counters are happening. I will put Primo onto the WAG. I'll swing in with both of these. I'm gonna double the counters on Primo. Since I feel like they're gonna be chump block and whatever these is bigger anyway. Wow, they let the Scourge go through, which means I get a 7/7. I think they might have missed that this was a base 0/0, and this one is not. This is not a creature with a +1/+1 counter. It is a creature specifically that has 0 power. You have 2 power. And you're cute. How many counters did I get? A bunch. So now they have 2, 4, 6, and this is either 7 or 8 mana, depending on if it's a creature or not. So let's see. What can you get randomly, Anina? You gotta have an X-class spell. Marwyn's Kindred going to make Marwyn, and 3 Llanowar Elves. That gives them so much mana. Hengewalker is baby. It's nothing. But I think Primo just wins the game here. I will, just in case, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like, I have Trample. I'll fight Marwyn. Ooh, Crystal. I will put the Hydra on the WAG. And I'll put a counter onto the WAG. And I'll swing in with all of these. And I think the Primo's lethal. So that's nice. Yeah, having that early start into a great counters giver, into something that's just growing over time. They didn't bounce my stuff. And Primo himself is a prime candidate for dealing damage. Nadu Winged Wisdom. If they get some early ramp, this will be coming down and getting them crazy amounts of card and land advantage. I actually thought about putting Nadu in this deck because we have a bunch of targeting abilities, things that put counters on things, and Nadu's just kind of good. An overstatted, nasty little birdie. Yeah, they rebalanced him to only trigger twice a turn, but that's still plenty.
Perhaps there are more useful texts down on the surface.
Well, I could have saved that for Bill. I just kind of want to make sure that this didn't get countered. So I'm going to go Wildwood Scourge. I'm going to saddle the Hydra onto the dog. Swing with the dog, which buffs the Scourge. We're scaling up. Cameo gonna wear some armor. Let's try to play Kodama. Might get countered, might get bounced. I'm gonna saddle up so I can get more counters. Because if either of these hit now, I can get some lands. This could be a bounce spell, too. They could just bounce Kodama. They are phasing out my 2 attacking creatures. Makes sense. Here's Nadu. They get a free equip once a turn off leather armor. Leather armor got them a Scoot Bug. Then they swing in. Okay. I see. I see. Let's saddle up. Still go in with both. Actually, all 3. Try to force them into picking out just one. Primo triggers, Kodama triggers. Get another green source since I got Bill and Scythe Cat. And the bugs are bugging. They didn't hit a land. They have a Swan Song. Still have Trample because Kodama's somehow still out here. Innkeeper's Talent. Mist Cutter Hydra for 2. This does not trigger on Hydras getting things, but this is not a Hydra. This is not a Hydra. Gonna swing in with the Scourge and the Mist Cutter Hydra too. If they want to, they could block with just the Bugabugs. Nadu, it has protection from blue. You can't block it. Nadu, it has protection from blue. Nice. I actually got some triggers here. Love to see it. Hopefully we don't just get overrun by bugs, but I have a 13-13. I got some blue stuff. I got some green stuff. I got some more green stuff. And James from Loading Ready Run just raided my stream. He was punching chunks today. Thank you, James, for the raid. How do you feel about Nadu? Does he bug you? He bugs me. They can flip Tamio over before Kodama deals damage by drawing 2 cards. A 1, a 2. And Tamio can reduce the damage from each of my attackers. But because Kodama's still alive and we still got Trample, we're gonna win this game. GG. A Serarak the Arc Lich is going to be trying to generate infinite mana to infinitely cast their commander. This hand's got boots. It has nothing I can play in turn 1. A Wash Away to try to slow them down. Kind of an awkward start, but not the worst. I could definitely go for, like, turn 2 Tamio. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'll just start with the Hinterland Harbor. It enters tapped, since I don't have a forest or an island. I'll bolt this in. Go for an ambitious Augmenter and Tamio. Just getting myself started with a little Twizzard and a Wizard. An MF Wizard. She's Moonfolk Wizard. And they're going through Tamio's throat. They know she is a problem because she's a problem. Emil Vasslin's Roamer is going to give my creatures with counters on them Trample. Very good for getting damage to with Primo. And also, if I have some extra mana, I can make fractals. I feel like you don't play a Serarak right away. Like, you get a Scry since you go through the Lost Mine of Phandelver. Or the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Okay, Wishclaw Talisman. So they're probably going to tutor for the things that make this better. I will pay 1. And swing in. Primo does not count this. This is a 1 power creature, but it's still good in this deck. They're giving themselves protection with the 1 ring to rule them all. I will pay and boot up Primo and chill, because I can't deal damage to them. I have a full cost Wash Away. And I'm so ready to use it. They have drawn a card. I like that I do actually have 5 differently named lands. Herald's Horn, that is a way to discount a Serarak. They named Zombie. I'll let that go through. And I'll surveil. Okay, yeah, that's very funny. I don't want nesting grounds. Alright, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then boot. Or I could do 4, holding the wash away. It's actually kind of better for me to just keep holding this wash away. And I can also hold Emil as well. Like, I don't need this damage. Big snake. Snake will be for later. For now, we're going to take advantage of the fact that I've got instant speed stuff. And we're going to use it. They have lost a life. I didn't have lethal off Stone Coil in this, I don't think. No, I didn't. And considering that they can, like, tutor for a board wipe. Saying my cards look terrible? No, lightly played. They draw more cards. Yeah, it's like practically near mint. Well loved. Yeah, they're well loved. Right out, fresh out of a pack. These are my favorite sleeves. With 4 mana left, they're tutoring. Now, I'm pretty sure that unless they're going for the Acererak combo right now, unless they have the cards for it, and I don't think they do, I think they're going for Damnation. Wait. I did actually have lethal last turn. You know what I forgot about? I forgot about increment. Okay. Are you running darkness? What do you think is doing this? You think you can do something about this? That's funny. Wash away. I have 1 counter spell in my deck. And I will use it. Suveral Patient Antiquarian has the potential to cast spells for free as long as you're willing to wait for them. Suveral requires multiple moving pieces. A spell that you want to cast for free in your graveyard, a way to exile it out of your graveyard, and Suveral ready to tap and put that card as a suspended card. It's very cool. I think my favorite things with Suveral are like... It's probably the 2 Paradigm spells that are in these colors. Since you're already doing graveyard stuff, the white one helps you bring back various permanents, and the red one is just pure value every single time. Good news, they didn't bolt the Hobbit, and now we have a Hydra. Talisman of Conviction. Gives them red or white mana. A currency converter. So this is a way to discard and put things into exile all at once. I can focus on just making this Hydra big and protected. I like that. I won't be able to target the Scythe Cat Cup if it has the booties. So I'm actually going to move the booties over to this Hydra. They need Suveral to be able to tap, but they could say, like, play it this turn, just get some value, and then get ready to do something with the cards in the graveyard. Ooh, Kentorius, though. This is the #1 card, I think, in Contorious Currency Converter. Because when they discard... Armageddon. Okay. When they discard, they're going to be getting a free spirit. They can also make a rogue. I think I might just be able to do a big kill, though, with Mossborn Hydra, because I got a fetch land here. I need to put full control mode on. So we can get our counters, get those landfalls. It's going to be, like, enough damage. Very lethal damage. Muldrotha the Gravetide. Muldrotha's able to recur any permanent from the graveyard, one of each type each turn. This hand has a nice turn 1 play. Nothing on turn 2 unless I'm just trying to trigger the Augmenter. In turn 3, we've got a couple choices, but I think without a turn 2 and without ramp until turn 3, I want to toss this back. I think that this is a lot better. It's got the Hobbits, it's got Tamios, it's got Incubation Druids. The only thing that's weird about this hand is the colors. I could start with the ramp if I use the Cavern of Souls for it, and since they're only a little blue, I'm okay with that. And I am going to name Halfling. That's right, for my little guy, my hobbit. Make the anti-counter spell thing uncounterable. Still very killable, though. Malevolent Rumble gets an 0-1. Hey, look! 0 power. Primo, you love 0 power things. And put a land into hand. I was trying to figure out how I was able to play this. They played Yavimaya. I was like, where'd the green come from? I have a forest. Interesting. I mean, of course I have a forest. I always had a forest. Thanks, Yavimaya. You made me able to play better spells this turn.
No, I'm late for class.
Oh no, she's late for class. All lands are forests. Yeah, it says so right there. Damn, okay, that's aggressive. Destroying everything we know and love. Well, I hope you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because here is the cool, Mutanimal. I want to say he's a Mutanimal. Ray Fillet, Wave Warrior. He's got Evolve. Ooh, Wary Zone Guard. Just a generically very good card, especially if you're putting things in a graveyard like lands. Camio's never gonna get to class. Ooh. I could go Mikey and Incubation Druid here. Over Primo. I kind of like that. Mikey triggers the evolution. Gets 2 counters. Incubation Druid. Gonna make good use of that counter. I guess I could have swung in and drawn first, but I don't think there's many things I could draw that I would want more than maybe 3 mana next turn at the low cost of 1 mana. Is he polluting the water? Yes, he is, I want to say turning people into mutants by putting toxic chemicals into the water supply. Oh, hi, Titania. Hi, Muldrotha. Are the chemicals turning the frogs gay? Oh, for Pride Month? Yeah, he's just celebrating Pride Month. At least none of y'all have reach. You have plenty of mana, though. Add a mana. Use it on the Druid. How big of a Primo can I make here? 2, 3, 4, 5? A 10-10? That sounds good. And that'll also buff Ray Fillet. Sorry, 11-11 because of Mikey. Hey, if I can buff the trees, that'll do as I please. I hit them with a 4 power, 0 base power creature. So I get a 4/4 plus 1, 5/5. They can recur any of the permanents from their graveyard. Thankfully, nothing too crazy here. They got Liberator, but I don't have anything for them to destroy. They could have, by the way, cracked these fetch lands on the previous turn to make more elementals that could attack. I don't know. I'm feeling it's going to get nifty and rifty in here. They could also rift to me. They have plenty of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Well, they'll spend a couple of those manas on a great henge. That's pretty good. Pretty good henge. And then go for Muldrotha to draw a card. And replay something from their graveyard. I think with Rift, if this works, I have lethal. Because Primo's big. Primo's very big. And has trample, but like big Primo. Ooh, a spell bomb. They could bounce Primo before I attack in. Do it in response to this. They could also do it now. They did not. Alright, so I will play Nesting Grounds. Use you for the triple tap. And try to just bounce all your stuff. I should have manually tapped Cavern. It doesn't matter as much. Okay, so Primo going back into my hand. That will reduce my damage. But I still have got Nesting Ground, so I'm going to move a counter onto Mikey, which actually turns it into more counters. And it deals a little more damage and gets me more card draw off Ray Fillet. We got a Hedge Maze, we got an Elusive Krasis, we got a Terra Symbiosis, and they have 5 life left. They're taking an extra turn in a vacuum. They still have 5 mana up. Wary Zone Guard's just gonna do her thing. This card is so silly. Hey, Wizards of the Coast, you could make this like start as a 1/1. If you want to like keep it, bring in the land tapped maybe too. Plenty of choices. Plenty of choices. Ray Fillet though, he just wants to end this game. So unless they can find a way to stop this damage, I might be able to kill them. I would have to get through the life gain off Great Henge. But I think that if I cast Primo, and Primo's big enough, we get 1 trigger, then I could Nesting Grounds a counter onto him. And that should be lethal. Yeah, it's an uncommon. Hi, Titania. They're drawing a card off the henge. They still have 2 mana up. It'll land out of their graveyard. Not a fetch, though. They hadn't used this one. You could replay the Spell Bomb and bounce Ray Fillet. I think that would work. Going to 5. And they still have 4 mana up. We're looking at Mikey. How are you looking at Mikey? They still have blue mana. They can still bounce Ray. No, they're gonna snuff him out, but go to 1 life. Oh, wow. Since they can bounce something every turn, it's like... kind of tough for me to get through here. Myers Grasp. Okay, yep, it's repeatable removal. Don't worry, guys. I'll get there somehow. Maybe with this. So I want to pay. I feel like I don't need the additional card draw. But I want it anyway. Terra Symbiosis. I also have to, like, not die to them here. Draw that many cards. You want to play an extra land from your hand? Another fetch. Not that you can fetch with it. Alright, so I think Muldrotha's unable to scream. They can always bounce it back into their hand, because they have Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, just the lands coming in over time. They have so much mana. I have to discard a card. Hedge Maze. Here's Muldrotha again. Getting a counter. And they could destroy something. They could bounce something. They could kill something. And then they might just have lethal off Titania and her buds. Or at least forcing me to block, and then, like, life is pain. Triggers are happening. They're also gaining a life because Broker's Hideout does that. Here's the Spell Bomb. I do have some hasty booties in my deck. I don't think it makes a difference. Because they're hitting me for 16. Good game, Muldrotha. Couldn't take you out with my Rift after you started bouncing all my stuff. Katara Waterbending Master will be accumulating experience as they cast spells on my turn. I've got pretty much no interaction because that's not what we're doing here. We're playing things that have 0 power. We're giving them more than 0 power, and we're hitting them in the face. But none of these really get through or put counters. But since I have Cavern of Souls, I am still going to keep this hand. The start is going to definitely be District Mascot, since that's something that can grow over time. And here's my good kitty cat. She hopped up between games because she says, I want to be in the video too. That's right, you do. I'll play Tameo. I'll play Servant to the Scale. I am going to saddle up and swing in. Yeah, I forgot to change this district mascot off of the Piss Foil variant. Sorry, it's an eyesore. I've got this ingenious prodigy, but I'm going to try to land Emil, Vastlin's Roamer. Essence Scatter, not a surprise. Was hoping to have that to block Katara. I don't. That's fine. We swing in with the district mascot and Tamio. The pissed dog rides again. Scraps, look. It's puppies to play with our puppies. I'll name Fractal here. We have no other wolves. We have no other fractals. Fractal is very rarely a castable creature type. Yeah, we do have a good kitty here. A very good kitty, don't we? Rather than saddle up with Primo, I will saddle up with the Servant of the Scale. Same as we did before. And try to swing in. Really? Okay, so Tamio is stuck in Summoner's Sanctum, which is actually really weird to me. I guess they're like, I'm also afraid of Oops, All Counter Spells deck. I'm not that. I have, I believe, one counter spell in the deck. But because District Mascot got in, I now have an extra 4/4. I was a little worried more about like a bounce spell. So Tamio doesn't need to untap to flip as long as I'm drawing cards. That's why I felt that was a strange choice of target. I will play this Innkeeper's Talent, see if it resolves. Yeah, I have one Warsh away. Scraps, you want a treat? 3 steps ahead, gives them a bit more experience. And they get to discard and draw, if they want. I'm going to try to fetch here. I'm not sure if it will let me. We're bolting in. I'm going to play, actually, yeah, I want the Prodigy. Prodigy for 2. If this one resolves, I'm gonna saddle up, same as before on Servant of the Scale. And they think twice. I'd like to think once. Giddy yup. They let both hit, which tells me they probably have a mass bounce spell, or are going to try to draw into one. Prodigy? Ooh, I'm not sure if you're going to make it out. We got a 9/9, but with Katara drawing 4 and discarding 1, I feel like they're going to find River's Rebuke or Cyclonic Rift or something like that. And if you dare play Upheaval, well, maybe I'll just scoop up my cards and walk away, because I don't want to play against it. I'm going to block with all of these because I do not like Katara. You might be able to give her a +1/+1 or phase her out or something like that. Oh, this cat gets 10,000 scritches. Yeah, so they had a bounce spell, so I was right to overblock a bit. Let's see what else they have. Gosh, would you like a treat? For being cute and sitting directly in front of the camera? Come here. Oh! Wow! Good girl. What did I do? Draw 3. You could have stolen the Ingenious Prodigy. I guess they didn't want to steal, which I could never. Kidding me? Of course I want to steal. Skulking and hulking. The Ambitious Augmenter first. And they're leaving. I ran into this person earlier. They were on a really bad Katara deck. Well, now we're on Fibblethip, Lost on the Range. Lets you plot the spells from the top of your library. I don't have blue mana here, so I'm going to throw it back. All right, I have gemstones, so I can bring that in. And I think I will drop the Stonecoil Serpent against them because they are a monocolored deck. And I'm going to go for the world's smallest Mist Cutter Hydra. It has protection from the color that's in their deck. I'll take a damage a turn. That ends the game eventually. Drix Interlacer. Looks like they want to get some artifacts. They also played an Uthros. Wonder if this is Fibblethip as a commander for like a Murata kind of deck. Or, I mean, you could just plot stuff off the top of your deck for free. You can do that with chip and stuff too, just like cast off the top if they're cheap. Yeah, Fibblethip artifacts. They're looking at the top of my deck, and it's a... What is it? Island! I'll play it. I will also play Kodama of the West Tree. And they have a free counterspell, because nothing else will be holding priority quite like that. Sure. What do they drop? Cyclonic Rift. Really? Dropping Cyclonic Rift against the, +1/+1 counter stack. Sure. Here's Fibblethip. He's looking at the top of the deck. He's saying, oh, heck. What do I got? I'm plotting a mnemonic sphere. What? Want to draw two? No, they're stationing. We'll go for Cloudfin Raptor into Ordinary Tumblewag because Primo getting me a 1/1 is not very interesting. Cloudfin Raptor triggers. Ordinary Tumblewag grows the Mistcutter Hydra. We swing in for 2. Go, draw your cards. Or plot more things from the top of the library. Looks like whatever's on top, they don't crave. Yeah, I feel like, what is it? Manon and Chip are kind of doing what this Fibblethip would do, but faster. You got a Mox Opal ready to jam. I'm just gonna rock his world. Let's go. I will aim for Primo. See if it resolves. It'd be fun if it did. Sadly, I won't be making the world's biggest Primo. I want a big Mistcutter Hydra. I think it's the card that has the best protection from them. And we're swinging in. Mistcutter Hydra. Or like Fistcutter Hydra. Your champion, thank you so much for the 49-month resub. And thank you for subscribing to Tier 2 and rocking that Amazon booty. Urza's Command, a tapped 5/5. And creatures as they don't control get -3/-0 until end of turn. Cool, that caused me to evolve. I am at the next phase of evolution. A Mox Opal. Ooh, Vancouver Bound. Thank you for the 3-month resub. Repurposing Bay will let them pod one of these into something bigger and scarier. The highest mana value thing is Mnemonic Sphere, I think. If I don't get a land, I'll just take out like the 7/7. If I do get a land, I'm buffing. Oh, Scraps, are you coming back around? Scraps said hi for a game. Looks like she does want to hang out. Improvise for 1? Okay, Spell Bomb to bounce anything but this, right? Oh no, it's colorless. Come on, land! Ugh. Fine, we'll do the boring thing. Primo! Get on the wag! Giddy up! I'll buff up the Tumblewag. I don't need Primo. I just need damage. Spread the love. Repurposing Bay? I mean, it's not a tutor, it's a pod, I guess. But it's searching. And I wonder if they're going to get Simulacrum Synthesized. No, Pyre of Heroes. You have a 4-mana Homunculus? Guys, what 4-mana Homunculi are there? Homunculus Horde. Oh. I mean, I commend you on trying to brew. This is better than the, Katara counters deck. It was Katara +1/+1 counters, not Katara, counter spells. I would describe it as a choice. Back to back with Muldrotha. I have Badgermole Cub into Ouroboros. I guess I'm just playing standard here. There's a Nissa who shakes the world. I'll keep this and hopefully it'll get me where I need to go. Just saying hello? I don't need no stinking riffs. Not when I have turn 1 Badgermole Cub. Thanks for the new matchmaking, Wizards of the Coast. It sure functions somewhat. Nice Hydroponics Architect. If only you had 0 power so I could put you into my deck. But no, you have 1 power. So anyway, I start earthbending. Yeah, the new matchmaking gives you a lot of back-to-backs. If I put both games in a video, I'll split them up so you guys don't have to see it like that. But it's still very, like... If I wanted to play best of 3, I'd go play standard. An Obscura storefront can get them an island that draws them a card off Hydroponics Architect, which is actually a swamp. Kaya's ghost form. If it dies, it comes back. Ouroboros. It's Ouroboros. Don't need to say more than that. It is what it is. A pain in the butt. If this Nissa makes 0/0s with counters on them, that's why she's in the deck. Nice, they're cloning it. If you wanted to swap it with something that's a bit more on theme and cheaper, I feel like there's some good choices of Hydras and everything else. But the fact that it also gives me ramp for more Primo business is really nice. Fractal Wolf. All right. Fractal. But Nissa. 1, 2. Can't be countered, thanks to Cavern of Souls. Ouroboros does the thing. And I'm swinging in. Yeah, our Ouroboros just goes in like every scales deck. Yeah, you could cut this to put in like counter spells or other just Simic good stuff. But I don't want Simic good stuff. I want Primo! He's the best. It says so right there. He's premium. Alright, I got 4 mana. Sorry, opponent. Alright, let's do it. Ka-chunk. Okay, yes. A proper Primo. Attack with everything. Aetherize? Doesn't look like an Aetherize. Looks to me like a bunch of dead critters. And a 10-10 for me. And they fatal push the Earthbent land. If they had fatal pushed the Gemstone Caverns, it would not come back. Primo's a big dog. Woof, woof. And I guess we go 1-1 against Muldrotha, since they weren't able to repeatedly bounce my stuff this time. Imskir Iron Eater. I got a Tameo. I can put counters onto Tameo, and then Tameo can hit him in the face and help me make more dogs. Is that what I want? Is that what I want here? Yeah, you know, I got a curve. I'm gonna keep it. Imskir is all about playing lots of cheap artifacts. Since when Imskir enters, you draw half that number of artifacts and lose that much life. And Imskir costs as little as 2 mana because he's got affinity for artifacts. He also has the, Bosch the Iron Golem ability where you throw your artifacts at things, which you can use to just kill your opponent's creatures, or you can use other affinity cards that have their cost super discounted to deal a lot of damage. You could play an artifact for 0 mana and then throw it for like 7 damage. It's really good. All right, we got Agatha's Soul Cauldron or Ozolith here. Neither's really doing anything. But I'm gonna play the Ozolith to set up for Earthbender Ascension. I don't think I really need Graveyard Hate against them. And unless one of my really cool creatures with an activated ability goes into the graveyard, like I don't need this. Oh, am I gonna sauce this Chocobo or Earthbender Ascension? I know what I crave. A very big birdie. Tweet. Tweet. Ozolith is a hardened scales effect. It is increasing the number of counters I'm getting like nobody's business. Now I got 2 critters with 0 power that have been significantly buffed up, beefed up. Chicken Nugget has grown. Chocolina is Choca awesome. Ooh, servo schematic. Makes a little guy. I don't have Trample. Tormod's Crypt. Okay. Yeah. I can play Primo. It would enter with 0 counters on it. So here I go, Earthbending. I'll Earthbend my forest and get an island. Pupper grows. Pupper. That's the pupper. This is a chicken. Chicken grows. And I get a clue. So one of the upsides, but downsides about Imskir is the fact you lose the life. Sure, it only costs 2 mana, and yes, it fills you up with wonderful card advantage. But it also hurts to play. Ooh, okay. You know, you're an artifact deck. Paradox Engine gets you 3 mana refunded. They draw. And they can probably chain together a couple more spells. A Thran Spider. They could also use this to, tap things. Yeah. That's more mana. Oh, they needed black mana. Oh no. Yeah, Paradox Engine is always an oh no. Something's happening here. Yeah, like eventually I think they'll be able to activate Thran Spider. They can activate Imskir? Wow, that was a big battle at the bridge. They gained life. They went to 16 and they murdered the Chocobo. They have something with reach, which, how dare you? Yeah, when's the last time I saw a battle at the bridge played? It's been a while. Since I activated lands. I can't use Castle Garenbrig and use this, can I? Oh, wait, I can because I got a Power Stone! Power Stone. Big Primo. How big can this Primo be? X equals 4? Give me that nugget. Ooh, that's a big dog. I still attack in with Tamio and get more clues. They have enough mana to use Imskir's ability, but like they could do that anyway and kill one of my things. This doesn't change anything. And unless they're giving Imskir Death Touch, it's not as killy, okay? I don't like that you're tutoring. I think Witch's Oven would do something very, very, very bad for me here. Among other things. Oh, wait, do they already have 7 mana? I told you it would be Witch's Oven. Witch's Oven lets them just keep recasting Imskir and drawing more cards. The only limit on this is the fact that they'll need to eat food eventually to survive. Yeah, this is very similar to what you can do with Krang in Paradox Engine. But Krang doesn't draw you cards if you have this many cards in hand. Okay, Drixin has more card draw. Look at my big dog. Ruff. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you needed to eat the food. Several Patient Antiquarian. I've got early ramp, and they're going to be casting things for free if they're willing to wait for it. I guess I'll wait and see what happens. I think Suveral's a really cool commander. It is technically a paper possible commander, which, I don't know, kind of makes it a bonus. All right, we got either Innkeeper's Talent or Fanatic. I think because they played Ragavan, I would rather play the Fanatic. Monkey. Ooh, Fog Dog in chat said they found my YouTube channel this month. May is the most successful month I've ever had on YouTube per, like, numbers. And I think that's awesome. Yeah! Number go up. I love number go up. Simone, come put some counters on, guys. You get a counter, and you get a counter. It's because it's May. Yeah, a May. Put out so many Brawl videos. I made so many silly commanders. I think that this video is coming out in June. Happy Pride Month. Happy Number Go Up Month. Birds of Paradise with counters on it is very funny because Primo says, really? For me? Looks like they're attacking in with everything here, and they're going to put a +1/+1 counter on Suveril. So I won't be able to kill Suveril. You can still block, though. And they have a Bag of Holding in exile. You could definitely play it, and that would set up for Suveril to start activating next turn. Also, it's more discard synergy, which, yay. But now when they discard, the card will go to exile, and then this happens. Ooh, they had a Fury! Goodbye, Fanatic. Goodbye, Simone. A tragic number go down story. I wonder what they could discard and start putting away for later. I could technically get like 1/1 off Primo. I don't think that's worth it here. Not when I can make a big Primo. Yeah, more number, more better. More big dog. Bigger and doggier than ever. Yeah, thank you everybody who watched my content and helped me have a very successful month. I appreciate you very much. All right, what do we got? Lelia puts a card into exile. Inti, gonna discard a card. All right, so there's the Ooze. Who's gonna get the trigger? That's just a land that they discarded? Okay. trade into something here? Oh, no, I can't. I forgot that moving into exile would trigger Lelia again. Okay, that's fine. I take the hit. But at least Suveral's not casting anything for free. Not yet. Flooded Strand, we're grabbing our Surveillance. This one. Sink into Stupor. That will be helpful to have. Scalding Tarn, gonna crack it open. Grab myself a blue source, I guess. Tap. Alright, and I want 2, 3, 4, 5. Big dog. Very big dog. Dog has trample. Dog wears boots. Dog swings in. Depending on if you block and how you block, I'm going to get 10-10, or maybe something that's like a little smaller than a 10-10. Alright, that's pretty good. It's a 10-10. Big dog. Do you like my giant puppy? He's very good. He's so fetch. They're thinking about that dog. Thinking about how big it is, how cool it is, how barkly it is. Oh! And they're gonna go for a gamble. Now, gamble guarantees that they can put a card into exile this turn for Suverel. But they can't guarantee that they'll be able to cast it because the card might get exiled. Discarded. Whatever. I know words. So whatever the card was, it's here. They can discard it either to Bag of Holding or to Inti. They will be able to put it into exile and suspend it. But they have to wait 2 turns. Maybe it's something that can give them lethal? Do you have an Embercleave? Embercleave would kill me. Do you believe in the cleave, chat? Okay, what did you gamble for? Because they discarded a land off gamble. The board wipe? Okay, I feel like I'm able to recover decently from board wipe. One. Go, my puppy! That's boring, right? I thought they were gonna go to win the game there. Not avoid losing. A Scrabble and Claws, that's a nice way to use Suveril. Oh, cool, Nissa! Okay, both my green sources are for us. Alright, I will move. It's like I kind of want to buff Primo, but I guess I don't need to. No, I want to, though. Innkeeper's Talent. And ward up to my homies. Put a counter on Primo. Swing in, cause trouble, win games. Momo, Friendly Flyer, is going to discount your flying creatures. And buff Momo. Momo is a very good mono-white aggro commander, especially against things that aren't really making use of the skies. I have, like, 1 card with reach. I'm gonna let you draw a card. Enjoy. Esper Sentinel. Oh, Ristic, buddy. Wondering where my Hydroid Crisis is? It's just not in my opening hand. a Momo, friendly flyer, a giver of runes to protect it, and look at all these mono white 1-drops. That's a lot of them. Here's a kitty cat. Meow. They have something that's holding priority there. I wonder if it's solitude. Certainly be interrupting a solitude. Flowering of the white tree, buffing up all the white creatures. That means I'll have to pay more if I want to stop Esper Sentinel. If I can stop Esper Sentinel. Ooh, Mossborn Hydra. I feel like I want to go for Kami of Whispered Hopes more. I'll grab another land. I'll swing in for 7. They can prevent some of the damage if they want to use Giver. And here's my spirit. It could be the mono white flare. Yeah, sacrifice a creature to prevent damage dealt to you. Your life total is unchanged. It's like a not quite Teferi's protection, because it's only during that turn. Okay, they are pathing, which gets me another land. More land is more good. I like more land is more good. And Kanjali's Sunwing, my creatures enter tapped. Swinging in for 6, leaving their protection up. Zimone, Paradox Sculptor. Counters and counters. Yep. Lots of mana. No, I'm good. I will use this mana to play Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, the double scales effect, hardened scales, plus the Kami of Whispered Hopes is very nice. Taking a lot of damage, though. They could potentially have lethal if they have a bunch of cheap flyers. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, take me to 4. Oketra's Monument. Trying to decide, like, how do I want to do this? I will decline on the Sentinel. Yep. Triple scales effects. Yep. How you stopping me? I don't have to do it. It's just lethal. Is it the flare? It's flare. Okay, there we go. So we found the flare. In response to the flare, I need to just make sure I'm not dying next turn. Which I believe bouncing Momo is the best way to do that. Because if I bounce the Sunwing, then it buffs Momo again. If you're wondering why not leave the Kami back for Overloaded Rift and this, it's because I actually thought that they would have single target removal. They didn't. And if they had single target removal, I'd be able to kill them off activating Zimone. Yeah, we kind of suspected the flare, though. See if they can find a way to finish me off. I'm at 4 life, and they have a 3-4 and a 2-2. A single piece of removal on Zimone would win the game for them, unless it gains me life. Amy got fogged by the most mo. Cash is welcome. That's just card advantage. And Momo, they're drawing a card to getting a little guy and another little guy. But I still got this Mothborn Hydra coming in. Ooh, Sagu! That is the first other flyer they've cast. They have some lifelink here. Yeah, I'm glad I bounced the Momo, because they definitely would have been able to kill me. Adric's and Nev are not a necessary card in this deck, I should probably mention. This is in here for funsies! Yay! We love silly times here. Earthbender Ascension. Do I want to pay? No! Earthbend. Chonk, chonk, chonk. I think that's gonna be lethal. Yep. I will tack in with the 33-33. You respond? That's not enough. That's also not enough. Nope, still not enough. Might have missed that Simone has an activated ability. Her activated ability is Big Hydra. So you Hydra. GG, Momo. Sorry didn't get to do anything, Primo. Ren and 6, able to bring back lands from the graveyard, snipe, and do a single damage at a time, enough to kill things like Kami of Whispered Hope, and, well, give things retrace, but I feel like it doesn't usually get to that point. They went first, which means that if I play District Mascot, it'll unfortunately be killed. So I'll just play my Delighted Halfling. Less of a target against a Ren and 6. A Mox Amber, so they have more mana. They haven't fetched yet, so they don't have anything in their graveyard, so they're just plussing here. If I play this, it will die. But I don't really have many choices of, like, what I can do here. I can play the District Mascot and just be like, you can kill that instead. And I guess I can swing 1 damage at Ren and 6. I'd need to remove 2 counters from District Mascot in order to use its ability. But at least this way they're not recurring a land, because they could use Expedition Map and get a land, put it into hand, and start looping. Do I think green is the most toxic color in Magic? No, not at all. It is almost certainly blue. Like, for toxic? Have you seen Thassa's Oracle? Arid Archway, going to put a land back into their hand for more landfall. And they're getting loose with the goose. Yeah, maybe a goose could be unable to scream. I kind of hope that I can cast this Practicum in this game, because I haven't gotten to do that yet. Here is a very small Primo! It's a 2/2. Don't bolt it, please. Unable to honk. 2 people in chat saying unable to honk. They've got 5, 6 mana? Yeah, you could Primeval Titan if you have it in hand. Or Vibrance! Killing Primo! Damn, rip. But they didn't have double green as well, because they didn't use the goose. Let's do it. Just every turn. 2 counters. This is the first time I have cast Germination Practicum outside of Limited. It happens in my upkeep, though, which is part of why I don't like this as far as the different paradigms go. Brennan 6. Still no fetches. They had a chance to get a fetch and they didn't. Paradigm. Make it bigger. Make it grow. I don't have enough colored mana to tribute into Kami here. I could baby Primo. I think I will unable to scream. Tribute to the World Tree. Ozolith. And chill. Very large hobbit. Yeah, she's been working out. Thief of Existence. Getting rid of my newfound toy. If I kill this, they get a token copy. I'm down to 13 life. They're up to 28. 26 now. Pyrogoyf killing the Hobbit. Here's the good news. I get to bank counters on Ozolith. Here's the bad news. I got no targets for the Practicum. I get booped. A whole bunch of nothing. Tommy of Whispered Hopes is going to get beefed up by this. And then beefed up again. I have a 9/9. A 9/9 that taps for 9 mana. And if it lives until the next turn, if I live until the next turn, which I might not. Yeah, I'll block Vaultborn to prevent the most damage. They will get to gain 4 and draw another card. But I'd like to stay alive if I can. Yeah, come on. Hydroid Krasis off the top. This is going to get 3 more +1/+1 counters at the start of the turn. Dust Bowl. Sure. Land Destruction. Listen, it's no wasteland. Paradigm! What can I even do with the mana? Draw a card? I guess I'll go for X equals 3. It's a 7/7. We draw. Okay, it's a land. Someone will not draw. Earthbender Ascension. Animating the forest. It's a basic, so they won't be able to Dust Bowl it. Beefing up the forest. Beefing up the Primo. And sitting here. Now, I'd love to swing in, but I can't quite break through the Vaultborn Tyrant. Yet. I'm sitting here at like 5 life with a bajillion mana. Next turn, though, Primo getting the double from Zimone could be huge. If I have it next turn. I don't know. They take me to 4. Yeah, their land tutors have been kind of weird. Ah, boots with the spurs. We get the Germination Practicum once again. I'm booting up! Primo's getting the boots. I'm gonna beef up the Primo in the forest. I will swing in with Primo at their face. This is a matter of I have lethal if I swing in with everything, I think, and they have no responses. I guess they could eat the food. But this just seems like, yeah, I'll still do this. Eat the food. Any blockers? Make another food. Yeah, because this is the only thing I have with trample. And if I double with Zimone, I go down a blocker. But I think that's okay. I don't need the mana. I don't even have a way to use it. Yep, that's just a land. This will start giving trample, though, on the next landfall. I'm dead to a bolt. Wow, this person is, I think, hitting the wrong cards in their deck. But they're getting there. Dead to a shock. Okay. We block and roll. I think that might have been them giving up. I get to draw. Oh, it's a turtle. Sure. Just failed to find that final bit of damage. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and I gotta say, the #1 card in this deck, card that I didn't expect to perform as well as it did, but was awesome, it was Ray Fillet, Wave Warrior. You're playing +1/+1 counters, maybe Titus, maybe Primo. Check out this card. I actually missed it. It's from the Commander deck for TMNT, and so I totally forgot about it. But it's great. It's an evolve card. Cloudfin Raptor, Ray Fillet, Elusive Crisis, these are all cards with evolve, but this one just does so much. It's giving you multiple card draws, it's evasive, and it grows over time. So great thing to curve into Primo. If you liked this deck, check it out. It's in the description of the video. You can grab the deck list. I will say, as far as the Hydras go, this is a pretty cool commander. As far as X-cost spells go, look at Anina instead. Anina is a powerhouse, and she does really well. While I was filming this video, I actually did have some trouble with the matchmaker. I matched into things like a Johnny. Weird. I matched into the same players over and over. Strange. Hey, Wizards of the Coast, I don't know what you're doing with matchmaking, but, stop. Do something else. Happy to help. I really am. So yeah, I think that this deck is pretty fun, and I think that if you are a fan of Simic Scales, kind of like Zimona's commander, this is a more interesting take. I think, though, that Primo is pretty weak to a lot of the meta of Brawl, which is to say a lot of removal, counter spells, and bounce spells, and especially if you're matching into a ton of blue decks, it's hard to rebuild on a deck like Primo, since the whole thing is putting very fragile creatures into play, since they are naturally 0/0s or building them up. But I still had a lot of fun with it, and I gotta say that Primo, better than I thought it'd be. Still not amazing, but a pretty darn good dog. And I like a good dog. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.